In today's session, we are going to discuss about Glide System. Glide System is a server-side API. Okay, which is used to get the system information. Which is used to get the system information, guys. Okay, so guys, Glide System is accessed using GS. GS stands for Glide System. GS stands for Glide System. Okay, so you are seeing gs.print. So gs.print is used to print the output in the console, right? GS stands for Glide System there. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about Glide System. Glide System is a server-side API which is used to get the system information. This can't be used in the client side, guys. Okay. So let me just go to the background script so that I can actually explain about Glide System in detail. Okay. Okay. So Glide System is accessed using GS. GS stands for Glide System, guys. Okay. So now, can you guys answer me if I have to show the field messages on the form? Okay. If I have to show the field messages on the form, how can I show the field messages on the form, guys? So if I have to show the messages on the form, or if I have to show the field messages on the form, how can I show the messages on the form? You tell me. So we can use glide form. G underscore form dot add information message. G underscore form dot add error message. Okay. Okay. So G underscore form dot add information message and G underscore form dot add error message. But G underscore form is actually a client side API. But what if I have to show the messages from the server side? So if I want to show the messages from server side, you have to use gs dot add information message, gs dot add error message. So information message, as you all know, it will show in the green color. Okay, I am Uday. Okay, I am not Uday. Okay, so gs dot add information message will actually show the message in the blue color. So gs dot add error message will show the message in the red color. That is the difference. Okay, you can see this is a info type. This is actually error type. So guys, remember, if I have to show the messages in different languages, okay, if I have to write the message, if I have to show the messages in different languages. So for Chinese, I have to show this in the Chinese language. So here in place of I am Uday, I want to show in the I am Uday in China. I am Uday in Chinese. Okay. For Chinese, I have to show I am Uday in Chinese. For Japanese, I have to show I am Uday in Japanese. Okay. For Japanese, I have to show the message in Japanese. Okay. So in that case, right, if you write it in English, if you write it in English, it will always show in English. It will always show in English. For Chinese also it will show in English. For Japanese also it will show in English. For Germans also it will show in English. So for everyone it will show in English. Not everyone can understand English, guys. Not everyone can understand English. Chinese can't understand English. Chinese they prefer to speak in China language. Germans they prefer to speak in German language. So they prefer to see the content in their own language. So here writing the content in English is not a good practice. Then what should we do? we have to create a messages under system UI. Under system UI, you have to create messages. Okay. So create a messages in English in China. Okay. Create the message in China. Okay. Here I am just giving Uday here. Okay. For China, we call it as I am Uday in this particular language. For English, I am writing I am Uday. Okay. I've created a message, right? I have to call this message here. So this key here, right? So what I will do, gs dot. So here gs dot get message, the message name, the key name. Okay. So what happens for Chinese? It will show in the Chinese language. For Japanese, it will show it in the Japanese language. For Germans, it will show in the German's language. Okay. So these messages will support language translation, guys. If you write here directly the message, it will support only the English. Okay. So always don't write the messages directly in the add information message, add error message. You understand, everyone? Hmm? Yes, key name is same for all. Key name is same for all. So everybody has their preferred language, right? If you just go here to the profile, so you have there your preferred language. Where is that? You just go to the default view. So if you change your preferred language to China, okay. If you change your preferred language to China here, okay. If you run this particular script, it will show in the Chinese language only. If you run this particular script, it will show it in the. For me, it is showing still in English. Huh? I did change my preferred language, right? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me refresh this background script. Now it will show it in the Japanese language. It's still showing in the English language. Huh? Didn't we do insert and stay? So these messages, we do insert and stay? Okay. So we didn't do insert and stay, guys. Okay. You have to do insert and stay. That I forgot. I'm changing my preferred language here. If I change my preferred language here, for me it will show it in the Chinese language. You can see now this time it is showing in the Chinese language. Let me change my preferred language to English again. So now it will show me in English language. So now it is showing in English language. So likewise, to avoid the language to support the language translation, you should not write the message directly here. You have to write the message in different languages here in the messages. Then you can call that key here, so that the message will be displayed in different languages. Okay. So gs dot print, gs dot print. Guys, here if you see gs dot beginning of. So beginning days, guys. Beginning days means beginning of the current hour. So beginning of the current hour means 7 hours 44, right? 7 hours 7 it will give you. So beginning of the current minute, beginning of the day, beginning of the last 120 days, beginning of the last days, last 2 years, beginning of this month. So what is the beginning of this year, guys? You tell me. Beginning of this year. What is the beginning of this year? What is the beginning of this year? So beginning of this year is actually January 1st, 2024. Let me change the time zone here. This is the time zone. This the time zone taking is in the Hong Kong. So beginning of this year is 2024, January 1st, beginning of this year. So likewise, if you want to take the beginning days, if you want to take the beginning days, beginning of this year, so beginning of the day. What is the beginning of the day? So it will be 16th August 000000. It will give you 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. You can say it is giving, okay, there is a time zone difference, guys. There is a time zone difference. So beginning of this day means August 16th, 0000, something like that it should give you. Okay. 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 So if you want to get the any beginning date, okay, beginning of the last 120 months, beginning of the last 15 minutes, beginning of, if you want to get the beginning days, you can use these beginning methods. So beginning of the tomorrow. What is the beginning of the tomorrow? 17th August 2024, 000000. So beginning of this week, beginning of this year. So if you want to get the beginning timings, you can use beginning of, gs dot beginning of. Okay. So we will use them in coming days, guys. We will use them in coming days. So just remember, to get the beginning days, we will use gs dot beginning of. Okay. If you want to get the end date, okay. So end of this year. What is the end of this year, guys? You tell me. December 31st, 2024 is the end of this year. Okay. 2024, December 31st. So if you want to get the ending days, you can use end of last 60 days, end of last 6 months. end of last 7 days, end of last 90 days. So if you want to get the end of last year, what is the end of last year? So December 31st, 2023 is the end of the last year. We will see end of the last year. End of the last year will be December 31st, 2023. So December 31st, 2023 is the end of the last year. Okay. Likewise, you can get the ending days. End of the last month. What is the end of the last month? July 31st. July 30 or 31st. July 31st is the end of the last month. So likewise, if you want to get the ending days, you can use GS dot end of the last month. Okay. So now you tell me, how do we get the current logged in user information in the client side? How do you get the current logged in user information in the client side? Hmm? Vamsi, very good man. So I am asking current logged in user information. I am not actually asking you to get the system ID of the current record. So Basuras, this line is used to get the system ID of the record. So what I'm asking to get the current logged in user information. To get the current logged in user information, we will use Glide user API. So Glide user is a server side API. If you want to get the current logged in user information in the server side, okay, get current logged in user information in the server side. Okay, to get the current logged in user information in the server side, use Glide system. Use Glide system. Okay. So there is an object called gs dot get user object. So this will use this object is used to get the current logged in user all information. This line is used to get the current logged in user all information. Hmm? So to get the current logged in user information in the server side, you will use glide system, guys. So gs dot get user object. Get user gs dot dot get user dot get record dot gs dot get user dot get record dot get value. So current logged in user system ID I want. So I will take the system ID field. So it will give you the current logged in user system ID. So this is the current logged in user system ID. So current logged in user name I want. Current logged in user name is system administrator, right? So current logged in user first name. So it will give you the current logged in user first name. So current logged in user last name I want. So current logged in user title I want. Okay. So current logged in user department I want. Okay. So current logged in user department is a reference field, right? That is why you will get the system ID. Instead of getting system ID, you can use get display value. You can get the display name of the current logged in user department. Okay, getting my point. So current logged in user mobile number, mobile underscore phone. Current logged in user mobile number, no mobile number. So current logged in user phone number. Current logged in user has no phone number. So current logged in user email. So all the current logged in user information you can get it using gs.getUser object. gs.getUser object. Okay. So gs.getUser object, using gs.getUser object, you can get the current logged in user information in the server side. Okay. So this gs.getUser is an object, guys. Object means current logged in user, every field value it will hold. So current logged in user, every field value it will hold. Okay. You understand? Okay. So likewise, you can get the current logged in user information in the server side. So gs.getUser.getRecord.getValue. So here there is a method called isMemberOf. The current logged in user is member of particular group or not, I want to check. So here system administrator is system administrator is part of particular group or not, I want to check. Okay. So let me just go to the groups. Okay. So current logged in user, system administrator is part of AWS developers group or not, I want to check. So is he member of the current logged in user is member of the particular this AWS group? No, right? So here gs.getUser.is member of AWS developers. So here, if the current logged in user is member of this particular group, it will say true. If no, it will say false. So current logged in user is not member of the group, it has said false here. Okay. So gs.getUser.is member of. We'll check if the member is part of the group or not. Okay. So if you want to check if the current logged in user has particular role or not, you can check it using gs.getUser.hasRole. If the current logged in user has this particular role or not, I want to check. So what is it telling? It is telling yes. So if the current logged in user has this particular role, it will say true. If the current logged in user doesn't have this particular role, it will additionally check for admin access. So as current logged in user is an admin, it is saying true here. Okay. So gs.getUser.hasRole and the role you have to provide here. If the current logged in user has this particular role, it will say true. If the current logged in user doesn't have this particular role, it will additionally check for the admin access. As current logged in user is an admin, it is saying true here. Okay. So gs.getUser. Is member of done is has role is done. Okay. Get email, get first name. These all are we discussed already. Get ID is like a system ID. So current logged in user system ID. Okay, instead of using all these things, so get email. So get email is you will actually get the email. Okay. Get country. It will get the country of the current logged in user. Hmm. So get date format. Which date format we are actually using? This date format we are using. So current logged in user related all the information you can get language. Which language I am using? English language. Okay, EN means English. So current logged in user related all the information you can get it using this gs.getUser object. Okay. So get name means current logged in user full name it will give you. Get name means login name it is giving. Okay. So you can, instead of using this object, you can directly get gs dot get display name. So get display gs dot get user display name. So current logged in user display name. Get user ID, gs dot get user ID. So directly you can use gs dot get user ID will give you the current logged in user system ID in the server side. Okay. So gs dot get user ID. So instead of using gs dot get user dot get record dot get value system ID, you can directly use this line gs dot get user ID. You're clear? Okay. So likewise, you can get the current logged in user information using GlideSystem API, guys. Okay. So gs dot beginning days, ending days. Okay. So days ago end. Okay. Days ago end. Months ago end. Months ago start. Hours ago start. Hours ago end. Minutes ago start. Minutes ago end. Years ago, years ago. So um, 5 hours ago, what was the time? Now you tell me, guys. 5 hours ago, what was the time? Hmm? It was 3, right? 5 hours ago. Okay. 5 hours ago, what was the time? It is giving 9 here. Okay. So it is giving 9 here. So it is actually based on the time zone, guys. Okay. So 10 hours ago, what was the time? 10 hours ago, this was the time. So 24 hours ago, what was the time? This is the 24 hours ago. So here, this is actually taking timestamp here, timestamping. So if you take days ago start, so the timestamp will be 0. The timestamp will come as 0. Start means 0. You can see 14:00:00. So timestamp is coming as 00. So if you use end here, day ending time it will give you. Day ending time. So let us say today day timing is, so today day timing is um, August 16th, August 16th, 2024, 00:00:00. Today's ending time means August 16th, 2024, 23:59 minutes, 59 seconds. 23:59 minutes, 59 seconds. So if you want to get the end time, so okay, hours ago end time, hours ago start time. So we'll do one thing. Days ago, 5 days ago, what is the time? 5 days ago, what is the date? So it will give you 5 days ago. This is the date, 11th. Days ago, start I am giving. Start means this timestamp will come as 00:00:00. You can see the timestamp is actually coming 00:00. It also should come as 00, guys. Ending time means day ending time it will give you. Day ending time it will give you. You can see it is giving 59 and 59. Guys, allow me a minute, okay? So hours ago, minutes ago, okay, hours ago end, minutes ago start, minutes ago end, days ago start, days ago end, months ago start, months ago end, years ago start, years ago end. Do you understand, guys? Do you understand, guys? Okay. So, guys, I will give you a small example. I will give you a small example. In the last 5 days, in the last 5 days, how many HR case records are created? In the last 5 days, how many HR case records are created? I want to read. Hmm? So then what I will do, I'll go to the HR cases. The last 5 days, I'll filter here. Created, created, relative after 5 days ago. After 5 days ago. So in the last 5 days, these many, in the last 5 days, these many HR case records are created. Okay. In the last 5 days, these many HR case records are created. Okay. You can see created greater than gs.days ago 5. Okay. Created greater than gs.days ago 5. Then I have to read it using scripting, guys. I'm using background script. Where gr u underscore hr underscore case this underscore created underscore on this underscore created underscore on comma greater than I am using gs dot days ago you can use days ago start as well. Days ago start. Days ago from starting time onwards we will read the record. There are 8 records, right? So we'll get the count. gs dot print. Okay. gr dot get row count. Hmm. Comma is missing. 18 records. In the last 15 days, how many records were created in the HR case table? 18 records were created. In the last 2 days, how many records were created? We'll read it. 14 records. In the last 2 days, 14 HR case records were created. You're getting my point. So this is actually count, right? We have to use glide aggregate. Glide aggregate. So GA dot get aggregate. GA dot get aggregate. Count comma count. Okay. So here it should be add aggregate. Get aggregate. Hmm. It should be gr here. Here also it should be gr. It is giving the 14 here. You understand, right? How combination of glide aggregate glide system I have used, how combination of glide record and glide system I have used here. In the last month, how many records were created? In the last month, how many records were created? Okay. Last month. Then we'll go here. Created on last month. So created on last month. You can just take the copy query here. Just use add encoded query. Encoded query. You can see created on last month at the rate JavaScript GS dot beginning of the last month, end of the last month. He has taken beginning of the last month as well as end of the last month. So in the last month, how many records were created? We will see in the last month. In the last month, 10 records were created. We will get the count here. So 10 records were created. So likewise, we can use glide system to get the days ago time, months ago time. All the system related information, you will get it using glide system, guys. Okay. Okay. GS dot end. GS dot. What else is missing? So is today last day of the month? Is today last day of the month? Okay. So is today last day of the month, guys? False, right? Okay. Is today last day of the week? Is last day of the week? So today is not last day of the week, guys. Today is not last day of the week. Okay. So there are so many methods. Out of them, we will only use few things, guys. Okay. And finally, we have to discuss about system properties. This is very, very, very important, guys. In service now, system properties are very important. Okay. So these system properties, all the system related properties are stored in this particular table. There are 3000 system properties. So let me just log out of this particular session. Okay. So here there used to be forgot password option. I removed that forgot password option by changing the system property, guys. Okay, I'll show you how to enable the forgot password option. So all the system related settings you can do it in the system properties. All the system related settings you can do it in the system properties. Okay, I am making it to true here. Okay, I changed the system property. So all the system properties are stored in the system properties table. So if you want to get the instance name, okay. So if you want to get the instance name, you can use instance underscore name. You can see this is the instance name. So if you want to get the URL, base URL, Okay. So if you want to get the base URL, URI. So these all are actually system properties, guys. Okay. If you want to call these system properties, what you can do is, let us say I want to call this particular system property. Uh, okay, this particular system property I want to call. Take the name of the system property, use gs.getProperty, gs.property. Okay. You can just get the not authorized. Let me just refresh this one. You can see it is getting the value self here. So if you want to call the system properties, you have to use gs.getProperty, the system property name. So you take any other system property. So this one. You can see you can get the it is giving the value of the system property. So likewise, you can use the system properties. If you want to call the system properties, you can use gs.getProperty. Guys, always remember in service now, writing hard coded values is not a good practice. So writing hard coded values in the sense, so where age is equal to 20, guys. So next year my age will become 21, right? Okay. So guys, remember one thing, if there is any hard coded value, something like 20, okay. So that hard coded, instead of writing hard coded values means static values. So instead of writing that hard coded value in the scripting, you can create a system property. You can create a system property. Okay. Uday.age. I am giving as 20. Okay. I'll call this particular system property using gs.getProperty. It is giving 20 or not. So likewise, you can call the system properties using gs.getProperty, guys. Okay. So guys, here we write script includes, we write on-change line scripts. Okay. So when we write the script, how to debug that script? Let us say if you wrote something wrong, if you write something wrong, how do we debug that script? So to debug that script, you can use different methods. gs.log. gs.log is used. You can write log line number 1 and developer initial Uday Gadiparthi. Okay. So whenever you log this particular whenever you write log, it will be stored in the system logs. So log it is printed, right? It will be stored in the system logs. Go to the system logs. Under system logs, go to all here. You can see our log is stored here. Line number 1, Uday Gadiparthi. So if you want to debug the scripting, you can use gs.log. So we created a script include, guys. We'll go to the script include. Okay, ptnt. So the HR case assigned to clearance. So this is the script include that we created. So in this script include, whatever the script that we write is not working. How do you debug it? So first of all, you will write line by line logs. gs.log. Line number one, Uday Gadiparthi. So line number one is executing or not, we'll check. So line number one, Uday Gadiparthi. Okay. So you will write the log here in the line number 6. Okay, write the line number 6. So line number 6 is executed means, okay, script is executing till this line. Next, you will write the log in the second line. Line number 8. So in the line number 8, this particular line is printed in the system logs. This line is printed in the system logs. That means, so this line is also getting executed properly. So, and after that, you will take this particular line out. You will write it after this particular line. So if this line is, you will mention line number 10. If this line is also executed, means, so here also it is working fine. Okay. You will mention, you will write it after this particular one, line number 12. This line is not working. Okay. If this line is not working, there is a issue with this particular script. Let us say instead of small q, you write capital Q. Script won't work. So that means 11th line is not working. You debugged that 11th line is not working. So later you will understand, you will go through some documentation. Instead of capital Q, you write a small q. So that script start working. So likewise, you can debug line by line using gs.log. So every line that you write will be printed in the system logs. You understand, right? How do we debug the scripting and all? So GS is a server side, but in the client side, you can use alerts, guys. Okay, in the client side, you can use alerts. Okay, for debugging purpose, you can use alerts in the client side. GS is a server side, but you can't use gs.log in the client side scripting. So you can use gs.log or gs.info. Okay, you can use gs.info, gs.debug. Everything is same. gs.warn. All are for debugging purpose only. Okay, gs.print. gs.error. All these are debugging methods only, guys. Okay, so we can use these guide system methods to debug the scripting in the server side. You are clear? You understand, right? So, guys, here, um, if a person has logged into ServiceNow or not, I want to check. If a person has logged into ServiceNow or not, I want to check. So you can use gs dot user dot user dot is logged in. Okay, is logged in. Is lockout means the user is active or lockout. Lockout means there is a checkbox, right? Lockout checkbox in the user field. So there will be a lockout field, right? So the user account is locked out or not, you can check it. So gs.get session dot is logged in. The current logged in user has logged in or not. Guys, remember, you can connect to the ServiceNow from the external system as well. You don't have to log into ServiceNow to connect to ServiceNow. So is it an interactive session or non-interactive session? Interactive session means you logged in and doing it. Is interactive. So is interactive means you logged in and doing something. Is non-interactive means you did not log in and doing something. So from external system, you are creating the record in ServiceNow. That is a non-interactive session. Is interactive means you logged in and doing something. Okay. So likewise, all the system related information, you can get it using Glide system in ServiceNow, guys. Okay. So tomorrow we'll have a session at morning. Tomorrow we'll have a session at morning, 9:30, guys. Okay. What do you say? Hmm? Tomorrow we'll have a session at morning 9:30. Okay. So you can join the same link, guys. Whatever the link you are joining now, you can join the same link. Okay. What do you say? I have unmuted everyone. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, is it possible like like early?
Early, yeah?
Ha. No, if all are okay. Otherwise we can 9:30. We can go by 9:30.
Hmm? Hmm.
Tomorrow also like same topic, like GS only or
No, not same topic. Tomorrow it will be uh, Glide daytime API. Okay.
okay.
Okay, guys, and see you there in tomorrow session. Okay. Join 9:30 a.m. IST.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys, and see you there in tomorrow session. Thank you, everyone.